Hi friends, in this video I am going to teach on the way we change the sentence which is in simple present tense into passive voice. Before of all, you have first of all to recognize the sentence which you have. So, before you change the sentence from the active voice which is in simple present tense into its passive voice, you have first to know whether it is a positive form sentence, maybe it is a negative form sentence, or it is a positive question form, or your sentence is in a negative question form. Now, let us start with the first category. Here we deal with the positive form sentences. In the sentences which are in positive form, the passive voice is written in such a way that we start with the subject, and this is followed by the verb to be. And when I speak the verb to be, I mean it can be am, is, or are. And it is finally followed by the main verb which is in past participle. For example, we have a sentence which is in active voice as Juma does the homework. This sentence is in active voice. Its passive voice becomes the homework is done by Juma. Now, in this passive voice, we can find that we have the word homework. Homework is the subject. It has been followed by the word is. Is the verb to be. And finally, we have finished with done, which is the verb to do in its past participle. So, Juma does the homework is the active form, and its passive voice becomes the homework is done by Juma. Let us see the second category. This comprises the sentences which are in negative form. The sentences which are in negative form, when we write them into passive voice, the passive voice is written in such a way that the subject starts and it is followed by the verb to be. When I speak the verb to be, I mean it can be am, is, or are, and it is followed by the word not. Not is followed by the main verb which must be in past participle. Let us see examples of the sentences. For example, Juma does not do the homework. Juma does not do the homework. This is the sentence in active voice. Its passive voice becomes the homework is not done by Juma. So, we can find that in this passive form of this sentence, the word homework is the subject, and it has been followed by the word is, which is the verb to be. And the verb to be is has been followed by not. And not finally has been followed by the main verb in past participle. This is done. And that is why we have got the sentence which is the homework is not done by Juma, which is the passive voice of the sentence Juma does not do the homework. A third category comprises the sentences which are positive question form. These sentences which are in positive question form, their passive voice are written in such a way that we start with the verb to be, and here I mean am, is, or are, and this verb to be is followed by the subject. The subject is finally followed by the main verb in past participle. For example, the sentence in active voice is, does Juma do the homework? Now, its passive voice becomes, is the homework done by Juma? Now, in this passive voice, you can find that we have started by the word is. This is the verb to be. And this verb to be has been followed by the subject, which is homework. And finally, we have finished by writing the main verb, which is in past participle, and this is done. And it is where we have got the sentence which is the homework done by Juma, which is the passive voice of the sentence that does Juma do the homework? The fourth category comprises the sentences which are in negative question form. The passive voice for these kinds of sentences are written in such a way that we start with a verb to be, am, is, or are. And this is followed by the word not. And not is followed by the subject. And finally, we finish with the verb in past participle. For example, the sentence which is in active voice is like, why doesn't Juma do the homeworks? Why doesn't Juma do the homeworks? Now, the passive form of this sentence becomes, why aren't the homeworks done by Juma? Why aren't the homeworks done by Juma? Now, you can find that in this passive voice, we have started with the verb to be, which is are, but this has been followed by the word not, and it is why we have got aren't. Why aren't? It means that it is the verb to be are, which has been followed by not, and after not we have added the subject, which is homeworks, and finally we have added the word done, which is the main verb in its past participle. So it is where we have got the sentence which is in the passive voice states as, why aren't the homeworks done by Juma? So through these four different examples under these four categories, I hope you have understood well the way we change the simple present tense sentences into their respective passive voices. So thank you for attending today's session. I welcome you in the next session. Have a nice moment.